Hello everyone, my name is Alex Tapia, President and Founder of ARS Private Wealth, providing independent financial advice and private wealth management to affluent individuals and their families. We give you the tools and advice you need to take advantage of the ever-changing financial world and help you take care of the business end of your financial success. We are coming at you from the ARS Private Wealth National Headquarters atop the private jet terminal at the George Bush Intercontinental Airport here in Houston, Texas. Thank you for tuning into our podcast channel, bringing you up-to-date, relevant, independent information so that you can make sound financial decisions for yourselves and your families. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on any relevant and timely information we bring to the affluent community. Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Alex Tapia. Today is Thursday. It's May 19th. It's a little bit past 3 o'clock. The market's just closed here for the day, here Central Time, and it looks like the S&P 500 ended up down about 0.58%. The Dow 30 index ended up down 0.75%, and the tech-heavy NASDAQ ended up down about 0.6% today. So not an awful day, not a great day either. Certainly wish we would have had some green, although there were some stocks in the green, certainly more than there was yesterday. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I want to talk about yesterday because yesterday was an anomaly type of a day that we don't normally see. And I know that if you were walking past the TV or you were watching TV or you were just in general listening to any kind of news whatsoever, you would have probably heard that the markets really had a pretty sad day yesterday. It was a lot of red. The index yesterday went down significantly. We lost multiple percentage points throughout the day, and as the day progressed, it just got worse and worse. And when you have days like yesterday, it's important to keep in mind that you have to put things into perspective. It's very scary to see a day like yesterday, especially when you listen to all the news. When the markets closed, I read some of the headlines. You just kind of like laugh at how dramatic, and because they take a dramatic day and they try to make it that much worse by making some kind of a dramatic headline that really has no significance in the big scheme of things. A lot of people, I would imagine, that were probably pretty worried about what's happening in the world. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be. There's a lot of negativity going on, a lot of macro things that we're looking at, like inflation and fuel cost and troubles around the world, and just all the closures in China and all those kinds of things, all these macro problems that we're having that are really making a lot of positive things that are actually happening in the market and making it take a back seat to them. So, I think what made yesterday worse, even worse than it was, is that a lot of people, not the people that are with us, but a lot of people just in general, were actually pretty surprised and taken aback at the severity of the market drop that we had. It was pretty significant for them, because I think when you have times like we've been having in the markets for the last several years, where it's been so positive. Now, of course, 2020 was a different story, but that was just a temporary thing. It didn't last very long. But for the most part, for the last several years, the market's been going very positive for a very long time, and it seems like there's nothing that could derail it. And people tend to forget that days like yesterday are actually fairly common. They actually happen fairly often, and they're going to continue happening in the future. Unfortunately, we don't know when they're going to happen, but they actually do happen. And I think the key to be able to deal with a day like yesterday is to be prepared for it. And a lot of investors out there, especially, we see a lot of things in this company when people that come to us, and they've never really thought about what can potentially happen in the future. And more importantly, how do you prepare for the future, especially when you're at or near retirement? And that's when things get really scary for people. So it's important, to take days like yesterday and in the back of your mind, always remember them, because they're going to happen again. Every time, every one of you that we've sat down in a meeting with, especially if you're at or near retirement, we've had a conversation about something called asset segmentation. That's where we take your assets and we structure them in such a way so that you can withstand days like yesterday and times like this in general, because this is not a one-day type of a thing. This is certainly going to last for a little bit longer. But we can take times like this where it allows you to not necessarily have to worry about it from the long-term success of your overall financial goals. So it's kind of For those of you that are pilots, you know that before you take off and you line up, you cross the threshold and you line up on the runway, before you push those throttles forward, you've already accounted for all the bad things that can potentially happen, whether it's an engine failure out of rotation, or it's a different winds than predicted up at altitude that could potentially make you do another fuel stop, or anything that can potentially happen. You've already thought about it, and you've already planned for it ahead of time before you ever even got it. When you're at or near retirement, that's exactly the way you need to be thinking as well. It's just like lining up on the runway. Before you push those throttles forward, you have to plan for all the potential bad things that can happen to you. And if you do that, days like yesterday aren't necessarily that big of a deal, because you've already planned ahead for it, and you've already made arrangements, and you've structured your portfolio so that it can withstand temporary negative moments in the markets like we're having today, or like we're having yesterday, or having in general, like in the past few weeks that everything's been going on. So as a segmentation is the technique that works. We've been using it I've been doing this for 20 years now. I've started using this same technique in 17. I've developed it over time. It's much more sophisticated today, but basically it allows you to monetize your portfolio. In other words, to create an income stream out of your portfolio, all the while still allowing your portfolio to grow in the markets, and all the while protecting you from days like today, so that you don't have to worry about it. In other words, we build like a little ambient pill so that you can sleep at night into your portfolio, all the while allowing other portions of your portfolio to be able to expose to the market. Even though they're going to be up and down, for the most part, they're going to be growing more than they retreat, which is what the markets always do. Even though days like yesterday are huge anomalies, they are actually more common than you would think. And I would encourage you, if we're concerned about days like yesterday, or if you want to know how we're implementing asset segmentation techniques for your specific portfolio, give me a call, give us a call, and we can go through it again. We've got the notes, and we've had long meetings with you when we've implemented these types of structures, whether you're still working, you're near retirement, or you're already retired. This has already been built into your portfolio, and we've already planned for bad things to happen. So although they're not fun, they're ugly, and we don't like them, and we wish they would never happen, the reality of this world is that they're going to happen again, and we just have to plan for them accordingly. So if you have any questions, give us a call. For now, it's Thursday. Let's hope that Friday, it's a better day for us, that we end up the week on a positive note like we did last week, but we'll see what happens. But if you want to learn more about how we're implementing those techniques for your specific portfolio, give us a call. We'll walk you through it again. For now, have a great day, and we'll be talking to you soon. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for your time.